Let's do our thing and we'll get on with our day. Good to see everyone. We're going to start on our backs. So you're going to lay down. You're not going to get up for the next hour. No, I'm kidding. Your feet are going to go just hips width distance or even wider if you know your back is sensitive. And you're going to let your knees come together like this. Make a little mountain for yourself. Now the focus here is from your tailbone to the back of your head, flat, completely flat. Turn the palms up, let the shoulders drop down the back, close your eyes for just a moment. And on the exhale breath, let your tailbone, your low back, just drop. Feel the outer edges of them, the arches of your feet down on the ground. Feel your inner thighs come together. There's a rotation of your thighs. And then just feel the natural rise of the inhalation followed by the exhalation. And then wait for a moment so you can ground yourself. Your Ujjayi breath. That's an inhalation through the nose, through the back of your throat. I talk about this all the time, followed by an exhalation through your nose, also through the back of your throat. Just do the best you can with this. So you're going to take your feet directly down underneath your knees. So now you're creating a little mountain for yourself. Take your right ankle and cross it over your left thigh. Just do this much. Feel your palms flat down. Now turn them down so your upper body is really grounded. Now press your foot into your thigh bone and manually, like almost you may even need to use your hand, externally rotate your thigh away from you and just stay down with your foot down. So it's a subtle kind of movement away, external rotation of your right thigh. Just make this shape. Keep your left foot down to begin, please. Couple breaths. Anything, just begin to focus more on the little movements. Move the thigh further away towards the front edge of the mat. And just begin to breathe. Now keep that right leg just the way that it is, and then start to lift your left thigh, your left leg up. So now it's parallel to the ceiling, the foot is flexed. You're making like kind of a number 4, ankle to knee on your back, essentially. Press your right thigh away from you. Flex your left foot strongly. Fire up your legs. Keep your lower back down. So your legs are doing a lot of work. The tailbone, the lower back, the arms, the neck. Everything else is down, your belly draws in, your ribs coil in, you're just pausing here in space. Now, hands are gonna go behind your head like you're on a pool raft. Broaden the arms. So now your elbows are gonna plug down, your shoulders are gonna start to lift up. So my head is actually lifted up off the ground. I'm creating a little pillow for my head to rest in. Pause here. Begin to fire up your abdominal wall. So I feel a lot here. Continue to press like away from you. Breathe. Good. Now, in one motion, you're going to hug your elbows. You're going to wrap them towards the front of your shin, and you're not going to move your legs. You're going to do your best. On the exhale breath, you're going to open up your elbows and extend your left foot out so your leg goes straight. It could be straight out or it could be higher up on an angle if your lower back is sensitive. Try that again. You're going to hug in, bend the left leg, elbows wrapped towards the shin. Keep the neck long, the gaze up. Exhale, do it slow, extend out, keep the shoulders up off the ground, just open the elbows. Try it again, hug in. Good. Extend out, nice and slow and deliberate. 2 more times on this side, hug in. Extend out. 1 more time, hug in. Extend out. Now draw in 1 more time, rebend the left foot, take it to the floor, extend your right leg straight up. My hands are still behind my head, good. Left foot is down, right leg is right up and down over the hip. Flex the right foot strong, fire up the thigh, good. Now you're gonna take your arms, you're gonna wrap them in a prayer towards the right corner of the mat, hold. Now, stays down, I want the knee bent, and the right leg, firm it up, right up and down. Draw forward more. You're working on an isometric core oblique exercise. Try not to draw forward with your neck. Reach forward a little more. Come to center, relax the right leg down. Okay, left leg bends. Right leg just like this, palms go flat. Just pause here, just create an external rotation. You can even use your hands. to kind of press the thigh away from you. You're just making the shape. We're gonna move after this, so just enjoy this process of kind of setting things up. Good. Here, keep firing up that thigh. Really get that external rotation. Keep the hands down here. Just lift the right leg up so the shin is now lined up with the ceiling. Flex firmly. Really feel your legs fire up. Keep your hands down. Feel your lower back down. Keep your neck long. So draw attention to the body. A lot of attention to the little details of the legs, the strength of the outer legs, strong flex in the feet. Lower belly draws in, lower back's gonna stay down, ladies. Yes, hands behind your head like you're on like a raft at a pool. Elbows are gonna broaden, head's gonna lift. You're gonna create this little lift, like a little pillow. Couple breaths, feel the side of your body begin to lift up. Then keeping the legs the way that they are, begin to wrap your elbows to your shin. Pause. Do the best that you can. Exhale the breath, open the elbows, keep the head lifted, extend the leg. Hug in. Extend out. The slower you move, the more you'll get. Hug in. Extend out. Just like this. Hug in. Hug out. Hug in right here. Good. Take the foot back down to the floor. Extend the left leg straight up. Yeah. Arms to the side. So your hands come to prayer and reach to the left corner of your mat. Feel the right side of your obliques. Focus on up and down, strong with your left leg. Flex the foot. Feel the right foot grip in. Make sure your hip doesn't wrap out. Breathe, guys. So bring your arms straight up, hands stay in prayer, bring both legs up. So now straight up and down with both your legs, hands are in prayer, draw the prayer up, lift the shoulders, draw the belly in, pull the waist up. Flex the feet firmly, hold. Keep the legs the way that they are, straight up and down. Slip the arms alongside your body. Good, slide the palms flat down to the ground, bend your knees in half, come up to a supported boat with your hands down. Draw the thigh bones towards you, flex your feet, lift your torso and your chest. If it didn't look so pretty or feel so pretty, join the club. You just move the best that you can this morning. Lift the upper torso. If the hands can't be flat, tent the fingertips, you can slide blocks underneath. Draw the waist up. Take another big breath in. Nice, Kristen. Cross the ankles, plant the palms. Step to a downward facing dog. You never thought you'd be so happy to arrive in down dog. Facing dog. Little bending your elbows. Yeah. Bend behind your knees too. That looks good, Kristen. Nice. Like a little bit of a cripple today, and you may have your knees really bent. That's okay. Lift your hips up high. Let your head fall down. Down. You start to straighten your legs, and don't get all caught up with this. It's not a big deal. These poses are not designed to be perfect at all. Let your waist pull up. Draw your belly in a little. And just be still. Let your head go. Let your jaw relax. Find your dristi. If you're having trouble with your dristi today, just give yourself like a spot. Mash your hands over your shoulders over your hands. Draw your waist up. And if you get here and you're like, this isn't working for me today, drop your knees and create some support. Nice. You're almost pulling the mat away from you. Move your eyes to the front edge of your mat. Bring your weight forward onto your tippy toes the best that you can. my belly after that core. So that's what we want. You want to really fire up here. Keep your eyes moving forward a little. Bend your elbows in half or drop your knees if you need more support this morning. Your knees can drop at any point. You can skip this too. Pull yourself through an up dog, pull your chest through, or baby cobra if lower back is sensitive. Activate the tops of the feet. Fire up the thighs wherever you are. From your hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, land your right foot forward into a low lunge and drop your knee, please. You're just in a low lunge. Turn your right foot out to the right corner of your mat just a little bit. Yes. Keep your left hand down. You can also slide a block underneath your hand here if you feel like your shoulder is tight. Reach back towards your right foot, your left foot. Your right hand reaches back like you're splitting your mat down the center. And your right foot is turned out, but I want your whole foot down so you're not rolling to the blade of your foot. External rotation of your right hip as your right arm reaches back. And then move your eyes back a little. Hand comes down to the floor. Turn your right foot forward. Activate your back leg. Plant your palms and just step back to a dog. From your downward facing dog, just glide your left foot forward and through. Drop your knee. The leg is on an angle. Just reminding you, turn the left foot out on an angle just a little bit. Take your right hand down. You can tent it or you can use a block. Left arm reaches back. Upright. That's what we're looking for. Nice and upright. You're not dumping down. You can breathe. Your whole foot is grounded. You're just getting a little bit of a different opening of your left outer hip. Another big. Stay with it. Left hand down. Turn your left toes forward. Fire up your back leg. Step to a dog. Plank, please. Stack your body. Just do your best. If you like to omit vinyasa today, you just take out the chaturangas. Lower halfway down. Pull yourself through a bold up dog or skip them. Take facing dog, move your hips up and back. Good. Look to the top of the mat. You can step, you can float to get your feet forward. Come to the fingertips, long spine. If you don't make it to the floor, hands can just rest on your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Try that again. Come to the fingertips or hands to your shins. Let your shoulders draw down your back. Exhale, fold in half. Root to rise, come all the way up. Hands to prayer at heart center. Stand tall, drop your arms. Let your thigh bones draw back into the socket. Let your shoulders open a little. Slide the arms straight up. Look up with your eyes. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Plant your palms. 2 big steps gets you back. Plank. Pull your chest through for an up dog. Take a big downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And step, you can float. You can just alternate the stepping to get you there. Long spine on the inhale. Weight is forward. Look forward a little with your eyes. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Let your arms go. Get grounded, guys. Stretch the arms up. Look up with your eyes. Dive over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Deliberate and clean movement. Step, step to plank or float to your chaturanga, but do it safe. Up dog pulls you through. Down dog presses you back. More space. Look forward with your eyes. You can step. You can float your feet through. Long spine on the inhale. Weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart center. Drop your arms. Stretch the arms straight up towards the sky. This time, root and sit, chair pose. Move your seat back. Yes. Keep your waist long. You can do this with your like a little tight or aggravated. Cut yourself some slack. Look forward. If having your arms up this morning kind of annoys you, you can always have your arms by your side body. This is another great way to do it. You firm up the sides of your triceps, you reach back. Sit a little deeper. Dive knees forward, fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. You can step, you can float through vinyasa. It's up to you. Upward facing, down facing dog. Land your right foot forward, integrate your back leg. Come to your fingertips and pause. You're just in a low lunge. Steer your and then reach your arms back like a set of airplane wings. Okay. Sweep the arms towards the sky, high lunge. Yeah. See your happy, smiling faces. Look forward with your eyes. Activate your back leg. If being in a crescent lunge this morning isn't working, you can always drop your knee. Just remind you of options. Keep wrapping your right thigh behind you. Lift from your waist. Energetically reach up with your arms. Place the hands down to the floor. Keep your right foot where it is. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. If you're taking this out, you're just going to repeat what you did. The back foot is set up for warrior one. Steer your right hip back. Reach your arms back. So warrior legs, right hip back, left thigh turning forward, waist is long. Grip your hips and then rise up, warrior one. As you bend into your front thigh, integrate your back left leg more. Steer your right hip back and turn your left ribs forward. Look forward with your eyes or look up a little with your eyes. Try to avoid dropping your neck back. Hands in your front foot. You can step through a dog or move through a vinyasa. It's up to you. Upward facing moves you through. It's a back bend. Downward facing, hips float back. Land your left foot forward. Just set up your feet for a low lunge and pause. Be on your fingertips for a second. Steer back, activate your back right leg. So your back leg is like a plank, guys. Arms reach back like a set of airplane wings. Pause. Yeah. Hug it underneath you. Activate that back leg. Squeeze the shoulder blades together a little. And then from the ground up, rise, high lunge. Sit deep. Activate your back leg. Lift from your waist. You're kind of moving forward. Hip points forward. Floppy here at times. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Keep the left foot where it is. Just turn your back foot on a strong angle. Turn the right thigh so it reaches more towards the front edge of your mat. Scoop up your left hip and steer it behind you and then reach your arms back. So warrior one legs and hovering. As much as you can, but focus on the strength of your back right leg and then come up warrior one. And then once I get up, I find sometimes I have a little more space to scooch my left foot forward. Forward. Yeah. Become undone in these poses a little. Hands come down to frame your front foot. You step to a dog or right back into your plank. Vinyasa would require you to take a chaturanga, upward facing, hips up, downward facing. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Plant your palms firmly down. Look where you want to land. Step or float your feet through. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Exhale, fold over yourself. Sit boldly into a chair. Sweep your arms up. To stand, hands to prayer at heart center. Drop your arms, leave it behind. All right, here we go. Fresh start. Stretch the arms up. Sit into a chair. Dive south. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step, step, or float through a vinyasa. If you're taking it. Meet me in a downward facing dog. These look awesome. Right foot forward, back foot on a strong angle or crescent lunge is totally acceptable. Warrior one. Plank. Then chaturanga. Up dog moves you through. Down dog, hips press back. Left foot immediately steps into your warrior one or crescent lunge. Come on up. Hands come down. Your right set up for plank. Bend your elbows. Upward facing, make it feel good. Downward facing is where we meet. So wherever you are, we meet in a downward facing dog. Move the eyes forward. You can step, you can float your feet through. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold over yourself. Sit again into a chair. As much as you kind of want to like fly through this, we're going to move slow. Press to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Slide the arms straight up. Look up with a little with your eyes. And then lower your seat into chair. Dive. Bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. You can float, but remember, you must land with bent elbows. Or just step. Up dog. Right foot lands, crescent lunge, or warrior one. It's up to you. Make it feel good, yeah. Position, chaturanga, upward facing. Fire up your thighs if you're an up dog. Downward facing, nice Betsy. Left foot forward, back foot on an angle, warrior one. Yeah. Plank position. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. All week I pass my kids' rooms and I hear the teachers yelling, cameras on, cameras on. So same thing here in yoga. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale, breath. Exhale, fold. Sit again into a chair. Shoot up to stand. Draw your hands to prayer. Hey, let's do one more. Why not? Stretch the arms up. Sit again into chair. Nice forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step, step, or float for your vinyasa. Nice. Right foot lands, back foot on a strong angle. Warrior one or crescent lunge. You just slow it down. You'll catch up. Bend your elbows, upward facing. Down. Left foot forward, back foot on an angle, warrior one. So your back leg really trumps the pose. Chaturanga. Up dog pulls you through. Down facing dog is where we meet. Your breath out. Let it go. Plug your hands into the mat. Look where you want to land. Step or float your feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale, breath. Exhale, fold. Sit into a chair. Sit deep. And focus on your legs for a moment. Move your weight back into your heels. Lift your chest. Your hands to a prayer at heart. Inhale that breath. Hook the elbow and twist to the right. Yeah, so a few things. If hooking the elbow, you feel like your knees can't stay in alignment, your feet come out of alignment, stay up a little higher and focus on the legs. Focus on the strength and keeping the torso really lifted. If you are able to hook, focus on your alignment. Breathe into the upper rib cage and twist open here. Keep moving your heels. When you feel like you want to run. The legs the shape that they are, pull around to a chair. Focus on the strength. Let that energy press you all the way up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Good. Slide the arms up. Sit again into a chair. And then bring your hands back down to prayer. Inhale that breath. Hook the elbow and turn to the left. Or can be helpful to you because you can kind of check in with your alignment if you can see yourself. Yeah. And just making sure that your feet, your shins, your knees, your thighs are all lined up. So when you turn, you're not turning with your hip. Yeah, it's all about your alignment. You need to stay up a little higher and do it this way. This is a good place to be. All right, that's this. Do it here on the left. If not, just stay. Hang in there. A little bit more action. Keep the weight in your heels. Pull yourself around to chair. Look forward with your eyes. Good. Press up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Standing up on your left leg. Make a shape of a tree with your right leg. Do you know I was going there? Bend your right leg into tree. I'll face you so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So just a little pointer. Don't feel like your foot is kind of pushing your hip out. Focus on your hips and hugging them in. And then your hands can come to prayer. Yeah, and if having your foot up high into the arch of that like inner thigh doesn't work, tree can look like this. If your balance is kind of And pay close attention to those outer hips. Tree today by opening your arms up wide. Yeah, make a V, like a wide V with your arms. Look up. My friend, so if you fall, you just join us again. You can lean against the wall if you need to. Lift your thigh bone. Hug the right hip underneath you a little more. Slide the arms straight up towards the sky. Bring your hands to prayer. Arms by side. Just transfer the weight into the right leg now. If you screwed up the leg, just do the side you didn't do. Bend your left leg, make the shape of a tree. Anything works here, hands to prayer. Beneath you. It's hard to see with these black pants, so hips hug under, waist lifts, belly draws in. Breathe a lot of energy through your body, from the base of your right foot all the way through the crown of your head. Let the branches of your tree grow, if that feels good. Your tension back to that standing leg. Good, Katie. Nice. Your body. Let your eyes maybe steer up a little. Okay. Hands to prayer at heart center. Step down. Arms by side body. Sweep the arms straight up. Move a lot of energy through your fingertips. Dive in half over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step to plank or move right through your vinyasa. Pull yourself through an up dog, point your toes. Take a downward facing dog, hips press back. Bring your feet together at the back of your mat. Lean onto your left hand into a side plank Vashisthasana. It's gonna look like this. You can also drop your knee directly underneath your hip and just focus on floating your right leg up. Creating side plank this way is a great way to build strength. Feet. Your top leg into a tree pose. Do what you just did. Lift hip. Make sure your right hip is an opening. It's forward towards the side wall. Underneath you, fire up your left bicep and tricep. Lift a little higher. Look down with your eyes. Right hand comes down. Just find a regular plank. Take your right knee towards your right tricep, just in the general direction. Let your eyes move forward. Keep moving your eyes forward. Hug your right knee straight into the center line. Press a little bit more down into the ground, and then land your right foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. Circle open to a warrior two. Check your real estate. Keep your right foot forward, your back toes on a strong angle, and your feet match, either heel to heel or heel to arch. Open up your arms nice and wide, and remind yourself that your torso is not turning, guys. It's stacked over your two hips. Just like we whole class so far, turn your right thigh open. So think inner thigh to the outside of the right baby toe. Broaden your arms and chest nice and wide. Lengthen the tailbone. Whatever sensations you have going on, physical or mental, know that that's kind of the motto in life right now. Breathe. Stay with the feeling. Run breath through your back arm and see if that helps you out. Flip your right palm up, reverse the warrior. Now when we reverse the warrior here, you're not dumping back. You just slide your left hand down the back of your thigh. You lift from your right hip point and you reach back. Straighten your right leg just about halfway, just halfway. So you're staying in the muscle here. Good. Rebend the front thigh. Begin to move your right arm forward into an extended side angle A. So A variation is outside a foot, and you can use a block, any direction that works for you. Option to just rest your arm on your thigh is always there for you. This is a great way to be. Left arm slides straight up to begin. Your eyes move up. Right hip, it's a pretty tremendous focus. Your bottom hips hugs underneath you and your right ribs begin to twist. Now left arm can wrap forward if you want a little more, but if your left shoulder feels kind of stuffed up, just have it straight up. Ribs, everybody, towards the ceiling, towards the sky if you're practicing outside. Keep pressing your outer right thigh firmly against the inside of your right arm. So you know you're keeping that external rotation. Stay here, a few more breaths. It's strong and it's sturdy and it's firmly pressing into the mat. These look beautiful. You slide your left arm straight up, pause, look down. Left hand's gonna come to your hip. Move your block forward and float up half moon. I've never been so happy to straighten my right leg. Left arm extends straight up towards the sky. This is a balancing pose. You're welcome to use the wall. Focus on your right foot and your right hip. And keep the side of your right waist, your right waist, that was a tongue twister, long. Up kind of takes you out. You can always slide it alongside your body. Put your shoulder back in its socket. There you go. Flex your left toes firmly. Lift from your inner thigh and then look up. That's part of this stuff. You just come back. Oh, the outer blade of your right foot and the inner arch press down. 2 more breaths. Comes down to the ground. Please square your hips off. Do this slow. Slide your left foot to meet your right at the top of the mat. Your feet are together, your hands come to your hips, and at the same time you stand. Standing on your left leg, cross your right ankle. I'll turn towards you. Looks like this, figure 4. Strong flex of your right foot. Bring your arms straight up towards the sky. Move your seat back. Sit into a chair with your right leg flexed over your left thigh. You almost need to use your right hand to kind of press this hip down and back. I find that helps me a lot. Your hands can come to prayer. You can pause here, or your arms can reach straight back, like I said, at airplane wings. If you know you want to fly in this posture, you're welcome to do so. Your arms will come down. You'll wrap your foot around the outside of your tricep. You'll bend your elbows like chaturanga, and you'll begin to float your back foot up off the ground with your gaze forward. That I could extend my left leg straight back towards the fireplace for the more advanced version. If you're just hanging here, this is a good place to be too. Blocks on the ground if you need. Arms back. To your standing left leg and steer your right hip back. Good. We're gonna come out the same way. So meet me here. I'm standing on my left leg with my right leg bent in a figure 4. Bring your hands to your hips, everybody. Press back up to stand. Lower your right foot down, stand up. Good. Sweep your arms out and up, look up with your eyes. Dive over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine, step, step, or float, vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Aren't we having fun here? Downward facing dog. Feet come together at the back of the mat. You thought maybe I'd forget. Lean onto the right hand, Vashisthasana, here we go. Side plank, left arm up. Make whatever modifications you need here. Top leg can bend into a tree if you want more. Same way. Stack the 2 arms. You can also wrap your left arm forward if you want more. Step underneath you, press down to get a little bit more. Straight up, look down with your eyes, meet me in plank. Just meet me in plank. Neutralize yourself. Take your left knee to the outside of your left tricep in the general direction. There's almost like a little scooping up going on in the belly. Look forward with your left. Or hug the knee straight in. Step your left foot forward and through. Turn your back foot on a strong angle and cartwheel open to a warrior 2. Warrior. See how you're all. You got it. Your hips towards the bookshelf and you're going to be in good shape. External rotation of your left thigh. Remind yourself. Broad in your chest. Pose as I focus on my left leg, on my right leg, and then my right arm. Because the nature is that we want to kind of go forward. So really allow your body to get this broadening, this opening. Keep turning open. Close your eyes, 5 breaths. Where you need to be. Embrace. Palm, the left palm up. Reverse your warrior, but do it softly and subtly. Not a lot changes. Start to straighten your left leg about halfway. Pause, kind of like you're in a reverse triangle. Rebend the thigh, reach out with your left hand, and find your extended side angle A. Block to the outside of the foot, any direction, any height. Press the thigh open, and then reach up with your right arm. Ribs and turn them. Look up with your eyes. Maybe the right arm wraps forward. Keep it sliding down the back. Underneath you. Wrapped it forward. Good. Bring your hand to your hip. Look down with your eyes. I like to move my block a little higher. float into your version of half moon. Focus strongly on your left foot and your left hip. Yeah, maybe a little bend behind your knee even. Good. Right arm reaches up. Look up with your eyes. One foot, the other. Forward, spark up your right toes. More feeling. Great. Right hand down, square the hips off, and then just slide your feet together to touch. Move your hands to your hips and come up at the same time to a standing position. Good. Keeping your right leg strong, take your left foot and cross it over your right thigh. Just do this. Start with the leg straight up and down. Bring the arms up. Good. Bend your right thigh. Move your left hip back and sit into chair. Move your hands to prayer. Manual adjustment to kind of get your hips aligned and your thigh aligned. Good. Stay here, hands in prayer. You can place blocks down. You can work into the flying version. Arms can reach back. This is a nice place to be. Good. Your heels. Experiment with. Maybe it's just staying up higher. Whatever you're feeling in that outer hip. Yeah. Slow. Everybody take your hands to your hips. Press, lower the feet at the top of the mat. So just standing forward right here. Slide your left foot back about 3 feet. Walk your right foot over to the right. Hands on your hips. Right hand stays on your hip. Left arm extends straight up. We're gonna go into twisting triangle. It's gonna feel pretty nice. I hope so for you. Slide your left arm forward. Go halfway, and with your right hand, move your right hip back. Yes. And then take your hand either to your shin with your arm straight or to a block on the inside. Right hand can then move off your right hip to the flat part of your back, and you begin to open into twisting triangle. So I need to keep my hand on my hip to kind of manually move my hip back, depending on how tight I am. One thing, scoot your back foot in just a little bit closer to you. And feel like someone's got you like by a bungee cord, moving your hips back. And further up. So I want you left down and further up, out of the lower back. Breathe right here. Hands down to the floor. Good. Fold over your front leg just for a breath or two. If you like, I don't know how much space you have, you can walk your hands over to the right and fold over your right thigh. Yeah. When you hips, keep anchoring and hugging your outer hips in. Let your head go. Center. Come to your fingertips. Just slide your left foot forward and through to the top of the mat. Hands to your hips. Last time today. Pull yourself up. Standing back up at the top of your mat. Take a breath in. Step your right foot back about 3 feet or so. If you're tall, a little longer. Walk your left foot over to the left. Keep your left hand on your hip. Slide your right arm up. Come halfway down. Move with your thumb, like move the hip back, and then take your hand to your shin or to a block. Begin to open. If you're down really low and you're kind of dumping into the pose, kind of defeats the purpose. So you want long legs, long side body, open chest. And then look up with your eyes. Last 2 breaths. Place both hands down to the floor and just fold. Fold over your front leg so your belly kind of drapes over your torso. If you'd like to add a little bit more to this, walk, keep your hips even, walk your hands over to the left and fold. Right hip points, your TFL. Press down a little bit more. Underneath your shoulders, step back to a downward facing dog right here. Optional, roll forward to plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Pull yourself through a nice clean up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. You know what's coming. Right foot forward, integrate your legs, come up to a high lunge, crescent lunge. And now it's me ringing. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, turn to the right. You're like, I'm completely toast. Drop your back knee, and a little bit more. Get out of your own way. Scissor the hips together, open up your arms if you want more, or just stay as you are. Torso. All the way back, because I find that puts a little round in our back. Stay with it. On breath, place both hands down to the ground. Pause. You're like never so happy to get out of that. Yeah, drop your back knee on a strong angle. This is how we started. Turn the right foot out, okay? Left hand's gonna come down or to a block, right arm's gonna reach back. This pose is right up your alley. Roll to the outer blade of your right foot. This is like special for you. Roll to the outer blade of your right foot. This can be where you stay today. If you'd like to bend your left leg up and get hold of your foot, that's fine. So I'm okay with you rolling and getting more into that outer hip. Stay really upright or drop down to your forearm. 2 options. You can begin to twist with your torso and look back, or you can wrap your shoulder more in and do this more like a humble warrior. So 2 options. Your chest can kind of turn towards the front skinny edge of your mat down on your forearm, or you can continue the opening of the upper shoulder and chest and look back a little. Keep rolling to the outer skinny blade of your right foot and letting your right thigh drop open. 3 more breaths. If it's too intense, let go of your back foot and just stay upright. Come up nice and slow. Let go of your foot. Turn your right foot forward. Come to your fingertips. Straighten out your right leg and fold. We need that. Just up and down on your left leg, and you're flexing your right foot strong and taking your torso forward. We bend the thigh, curl the back leg and up kneecap up off the ground. Step back through a vinyasa to a dog. Move through vinyasa if that feels good. Meet me in a downward facing dog, guys. And then land your left foot forward and through, integrate your legs and come up crescent lunge. Last time today. Remember, you don't want a tightrope, so you want about hip width distance with your front foot and your back leg. Hands to prayer, yeah. Inhale the breath, lift up with your torso and your chest, hook the elbow, begin to turn. Scissor the other, activate your back leg. You're gonna squeeze the kind of the hamstring, the glute. Open up or back. I need to get out of this pose, stay for another breath or two. That's where the yoga happens, right there. You got this. Exhale the breath, look down, place both hands to the floor. Drop your back knee, it's on an angle. You can see better this way. Turn the foot out to the edge. Good, right hand's gonna come flat onto a block, left arm's gonna reach back. Now roll to the outer blade of your left foot so the thigh opens. This could be where you stay, this is great. Bend your knee and grab your foot if you want more. Stay upright or drop down to your forearm. Now, when you're on your forearm, remember, you can turn and look back and take this more like a twist, or wrap the shoulder in and take this more like a humble warrior. So however your body feels like it's getting the most. Your outer part of your left foot though. Breathe. 3 more breaths. So if you are, take yourself out of that. Hand. Yep, if you're down on your forearm, turn your foot forward, let go of the foot. Yeah, straighten out your left leg, stay out with the curled toes and high on that right knee so your thigh is up and down, and then just fold over that straight leg. They're kind of out in front of you and they're straight. Rebend the left leg, 90-degree angle, back leg strong. Step right here to a plank. Wherever you are, step to a plank. In this plank, do this slow, try not to waver the hips. Drop your forearms down for a forearm plank. You can drop your knees and you can take this supported. Spread your palms wide. We'll be here for 60 seconds, starting now. If you'd like to take an inversion, this is a great place to do it. You'll walk your feet in and take dolphin, press and plug the palms down, wrap the elbows in closer, and then maybe you'll float the legs up, one and then the other, or you can get upside down. So forearm plank, dolphin pose, individual leg lifts, forearm stand, handstand, headstand. My hips want to drop. Lift them up a little higher, broaden across the upper shoulder blades. If you're in an inversion, coil the ribs in and lift up. Child's pose. Drop your seat back, run some energy through your arms, and let your forehead come down. First, curl the toes into the mat. From your downward facing dog, look where you want to go. Step or float your feet through onto your back. When you get, we're going to set up for some back bend. So if bridge kind of speaks to you today, or supported bridge, I've noticed that's where I've been hanging out. Yeah, that is fine. You know, got to kind of go with what our body needs. So feet, hips width distance, fingers line up with the backs of the heels. This is a good way to just to check that you're aligned. And then from here, your tailbone lifts. Your tailbone lifts, you're not lifting and jamming your back up. It's just lifting as high as it's going to go. For me, that's about this today. Block can go underneath the tailbone if you're going for the amended version. It slides underneath the tailbone. It doesn't press into the lower back. If you're clasping your hands, wrap them around, create the back bend here. Anchor the feet, turn the thighs down and under. Everybody's in some sort of bridge or supported bridge right here. Stay, enjoy it. There's nowhere to go, just stay with this. If you're in regular bridge, lengthen your tailbone, and on the exhale breath, come out with control. When your lower back hits the ground, take a breath in, take a breath. It's important to move slow in these types of movements. Flip your palm you're gonna move into a full wheel. If you'd like to do that, or repeat. Flip your palms, bring your chin to your chest. Take a deep in. And on your exhale breath, see if you can lift up. Try not to come to the crown of your head. Nice. Turn your feet forward. It's really hard to do. Yeah. And then wrap the thighs under you. We'll take more closer together. Nice. Margaret, it looks great. From your tailbone to the back of the spine is where you're lifting. Control. Take a breath in. Because we can, we have to do one more. Okay, flip your palms, chin to chest, giant breath in, lift yourself up, supported bridge or regular bridge, camel pose 2. Here we go, 5 breaths. Anchor your feet. Enjoy it. Breath, lower down. When your lower back hits the ground, take a breath in, take a breath out. Then bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees knock apart. So you're just in a, yes, a little butterfly on your back. Feel your lower back down. Take your left hand and press your inner thigh open and stay on the outer edge of your left foot. Take your right leg up into a half happy baby. So this left leg wants to pop up like crazy. So use your hand to kind of press it down. And use your right hand to draw your knee to the outside of your right ribs. So half happy baby and half Baddha Konasana on the left side. Baddha Konasana, yeah. And then take your left leg up, grab the outer part of your foot. If you can grab from the outside, that's best. Right hand encourages the right side to drop open. Knee out to the outer part of that rib. Grounded, really supported. The left leg where it is. Let your right leg join up until the full experience, full happy baby. Folded blades. Squeeze. Yeah. Together, you can slide a block in between your thighs if that feels good. Your hips lift to the left a little. Your knees drop over to the right. Basic supine twist. Yeah. Try it, because if you place it in between your thighs, it gives you a nice little relief. Left. A little left. Shows that option. Lift up to center. Your hips have to move a little to the right, and then you're able to drop them in the same line of energy. Left hand comes to the outside of your right thigh. Look a little right. Out of your way. Give your knees a big squeeze. On the exhale breath, really important practice here, really important pose, Shavasana. If you have 2 blocks, you're welcome to slide them underneath your thighs. Put something over your eyes. Flop open, your feet turn open, your tailbone lengthen. Let your Ujjayi breath go. out. Your head, some of you look really comfortable. Good position, there's no pressure, you can stay down too. Like you're in your house, make the end of your practice work for you. Sit up really tall or just come back to yourself. Bow your head for a moment. So just take a second of gratitude that you were able to make this time, able to. Let me say namaste. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Stay tuned. I'll do my best with these classes. I'm definitely sticking to Saturdays. Weekdays are a little funky right now.